Hello students, in this video lecture we are going to talk about the male reproductive system, and specifically we will deal about the testes in this particular video. So right here you are seeing the male reproductive system or the urinogenital system. Actually, the excretory system and the genital system are pretty much connected. That is why they are collectively known as urinogenital system. Okay, so right now we are here we are seeing the male reproductive system. From externally, the male reproductive system has two external genitalia: the penis, the external genitalia, the penis, and the scrotum. Actually, the scrotum is a pouch-like structure in which testes are present. Testes are the male primary reproductive organ in which the male reproductive hormone, the testosterone, and the male gamete, sperms, are produced. The testes actually are formed inside the abdominal cavity. But during 7 months of gestation period, the testes descend down from the abdominal cavity into a pouch-like structure known as scrotum under the influence of a hormone known as testosterone. So during 7 months of gestation period, the testes descend down into a pouch-like cavity known as scrotum, and this is so much necessary because the production of sperm needed a lower temperature, a slightly lower temperature than the normal 37 degrees Celsius body temperature. The formation of sperm require a less temperature, that is around 1 to 1.5 degrees Celsius less temperature than the normal body temperature, and this less temperature is provided with the help of two muscles that are present inside the scrotum that we will talk about later on. The two muscles, the cremaster muscle and the another one is the dartos muscle, and we will talk about them later, like how they control the temperature of the testes and how they manage and the production of sperm during the winters and during the summer as well. Okay, let's move forward. The primary sex organ of the male reproductive system is the testis, and inside the testis, the production of sperm and the production of hormone testosterone is going on. Let us look at the testis in more detail. So this is the scrotum from the outside of the male reproductive system, and if we wish to go inside the scrotum, we have to remove the outer skin layer of the scrotum. Here we have removed the outer skinny layer of the scrotum and we have moved inside the scrotum a slight way. So let me just remove this as well, the external fascia of the scrotum from the inside. And yeah, we are seeing here the cremaster muscle, that I have mentioned earlier, but we will talk about this muscle later on and how this muscle helps in the temperature maintenance of the testes. So the highlighted muscle over here, the greenish highlighted muscle over here, is the cremaster muscle, and as you already know, the scrotum pouch contains two testes, and this is the right cremaster muscle you are seeing over here, and on the left hand side you will see the right left cremaster muscle over here. So this is the left cremaster muscle and this one is the right cremaster muscle. So let me just remove the right cremaster muscle as well. So now you are seeing the first layer of the testis from the outside. This is the tunica vaginalis layer. Histologically, testes are covered by three layers. So this is the outermost layer of the testis known as tunica vaginalis. Actually, this is nothing, a double membrane peritoneum. This is a double membrane peritoneum which during the descent of the testis pulled inside the scrotum along with the testis. This is just an extension of the abdominal peritoneum. So this is the tunica vaginalis, the outermost layer, the outermost covering of the testis. So let me just remove this tunica vaginalis as well, and let's move forward inside the testis. So now here you are seeing the innermost section of the of the scrotum or the testis. So here the greenish portion that I have mentioned over here, that I have highlighted over here, is the testis. So let's just hide other structure and focus only on the testis. So here, yes, you are seeing here the right testis, and the middle layer of the, histologically, the middle layer of the testis is known as tunica albuginea. This is the most important fibrous layer. Actually, this layer invaginate inside the testis, and it forms around 200 to 250 compartments inside the testis, which are known as testicular lobules or testicular compartments. So this is the middle layer, tunica albuginea. So this is, here you are seeing the right tunica albuginea, and in the left testis you will see the left tunica albuginea, which also forms the 200 to 250 compartments inside the testis when it invaginate inside the testis. But if we go inside the testis, you are seeing that tunica vaginalis formed inside the compartments. I just hope you are able to see the compartments inside the testis. These are the compartments that are formed by the tunica albuginea, and they are their number is very important in the testis. There are about 200 to 250 such testicular compartments, and inside each testicular compartment there are 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules in which sperm production are going on. We will talk about them later on, the most detailed structure of the seminiferous tubule much later on. But as you already know that inside each testicular compartment there are 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubule in which sperm production are going on. So you are able to see that in each compartment the highly coiled tubules over here, these are the seminiferous tubule. And one more thing I want to highlight over here, but it is not seeing over here. The outside the seminiferous tubule there is some interstitial space in which interstitial cells or Leydig cells are present, because I have already mentioned the testis perform two main function. First, it produces the male gamete, the sperm, and I already told you the sperm production takes place inside the seminiferous tubules. And the another function of the testis that performed is the production of a hormone, and that hormone must be responsible for the secondary sexual character in the males, and that hormone is the testosterone, or the major group of hormone, the androgens. Okay, so these testosterone hormone or the androgen hormone is produced by the Leydig cells or interstitial cells, which are present just outside the seminiferous tubules in the interstitial space. We will talk about them later, how these Leydig cells and seminiferous tubule produces sperm and the testosterone hormone in the upcoming classes or in the upcoming videos. Okay, so these are the seminiferous tubules in which the sperm production takes place, and this is the right testis you are seeing over here, and the tunica albuginea layer I have mentioned in the greenish color. There is one more layer that is not been visible over here, is known as tunica vasculosa, which is the most innermost layer of the testis, and which surrounds these testicular lobules and even the seminiferous tubules, and it is the most vascular layer. That means it has the richest supply of the blood, because sperm production and the hormone production requires energy, and these energy will be supplied by the tunica vasculosa layer of the testis, the innermost layer of the testis. So let me just put it back. Okay, so now you are seeing the testes are placed inside the scrotum over here, and if you wish to go more inside the testis, now you are able to see the duct system inside the testis. This is very important, the duct system inside the testis, because now we want to trace a path from where sperm are formed and from where they get transported outside the male body. So now we want to trace a pathway. So sperms are produced in these seminiferous tubule that I have highlighted over here with the green color, and from here the produced sperms are moved into the next duct system, that is the Rete-testis duct system. But before the Rete-testis duct system, you are able to see from here that from each compartment, like here there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 compartment, and from each compartment a tube is arising. This tube is known as tubula recti. So from the seminiferous tubule, the produced sperm moves into the tubula recti tube, and from the and these tubula recti tube, from each compartment, as we already know that there are 200 to 250 compartment, testicular compartment, which are formed by the tunica albuginea layer, and from each compartment arising a duct known as tubula recti, and these tubula recti duct unite to form a more complicated structure, a more complicated tubular structure known as the Rete-testis, like you are seeing over here. And from the Rete-testis, the duct system which moves outside is known as the vasa efferentia. And from the vasa efferentia, the sperm moves out of the testis. Hence, there are 4 ducts that are present inside the testis, and these ducts are known as intratesticular ducts. The first being the seminiferous tubule, and from the seminiferous tubule, from each compartment arises the tubula recti, and then comes the Rete-testis duct system, and the last is the vasa efferentia. Hence these 4 ducts are present inside the testis. Hence these 4 ducts together known as intratesticular duct.